G'day, how you going? Can you believe this second-hand soft drink crate is a must-have? Somebody paid $80 for this thing. I can show you how to knock one of these up for like a quarter of that price. It's going to look just as good. You can paint it any colour and you can put anything you like on there, even your own name, just like I'm going to do. The old milk crate. She's an easy one. Well, here's how you go about it. First, we're going to knock up this frame here, 300 by 300. Then we're going to knock up this frame here, 300 by 300. Then we're just going to put the sides on and the bottom. Now you can cut all these out with a handsaw if that's all you've got, nice and easy. A little bit of hard work again. What I like to use is the old drop saw. Nice and accurate, nice and quick. A little bit expensive, but they're fantastic to have. Got our timber over here. We're going to start by cutting out 300 lengths. We need 4 on this side, 4 for the other side. Now, of course, using a circular saw, sawdust, therefore eyes and ears. Always whack them on when you're using power tools. To make things a little bit quicker, because this doesn't have to be absolutely spot on to the 0.5 millimetre, because it's an old second-hand milk crate and you're going to distress it with paint and things like that, knock it up a bit, maybe scratch some sides, paint it and then sand it back a bit. So, save a bit of time. I like to line that first one up there, give him a little mark there. He's my template, put a T on him like that, and you know that's your first one, because if you keep using the next one and you're 0.5 mil out, that'll obviously compound all the way down to the track, so when the last one you cut, you might be 3 mil out. This way, you're only 0.5 mil every single time. So it's pretty accurate, but it's no joinery. There we go. Got all our side pieces, we've just got to screw them all together now. I'm using 30 mil screws here because we've basically got about just under 40 mil running with 2 pieces of timber, so we use a 30 mil screw so it doesn't penetrate through the other side. Basically get your corner all nice and square. It's sort of a hand joint. You can run a square over the top of it if you like, but because I've got square cuts all the way through and right angles on my cuts and right angles on the timber, if you can feel that on both sides and it feels pretty accurate, it's good enough for the milk crate, because we want it to look a little bit second-hand and old. I'm going to put 2 screws, one there, one over this side. Same on the top one. Feels good all the way around. I just run my fingers all the way around the joint there, make sure I can feel that it's reasonably square, which it is. Another couple of screws. Like that. Check it again before the next one goes in, feels good. Like that. Same on the other side. Second one done. Ready to put the sides on and then the base, and we're almost done. Okay, we've got our 2 ends here all screwed. Notice I've got the screws on the inside. Unfortunately, we're going to have our screws on the outside for the cross members, but that's all right as long as we haven't got screws all over the place. All we've got to do is determine how wide you want your crate. I'm going to call it about 450, I think. So we've got 300 by 300, 300 by 300 and 450 long, so we end up with a bit of a rectangle. That's what a crate probably should look like. I'm going to need 2 on this side, 2 on this side, 2 underneath, and it's all done. Now we've got our two ends built and we've got all our sides cut. Now just be aware that I'm using pre-primed pine, which is a little bit more expensive because I'm going to paint it with a colour, then sand it back and distress it and have that white showing through. Saves me a bit of time. You can use old fence palings, you can use an old pallet. If you find a pallet on the side of the road, cut it up and use it to build the crate. That will cost you absolutely zero. All right, we're ready to go with the sides here. I'm going to turn it on its side like that and then lay these guys straight over the top, flush with the bottom. Get him in there like that. Again, I'm getting a feel for my job by just running my fingers along the corners here, and that gives me my squareness by just feeling it out. That's what I like to do. When you're building something like this, you can do that. You can just feel it out and get it reasonably square, and that's exactly what we're after. A couple of screws in the mouth. Someone's knocked off my drill. There it is. Little tip of the day, make sure you don't screw your screws right on the end because you're going to end up splitting this timber. So I've come in and screwed on the inside one away from the end, and that way you don't split it. Also keep it down a little bit further so you don't end up splitting this bloke on the inside there. All four sides are nicely done. We've got handles on the outside here. Of course, you can use any size timber you like. You might want to use this size timber here for your sides to have a bigger gap in between. But you need to have sides, so you've got handles here. Now for the bottom. Well, there you go. She's all done. One recycled old milk crate that you built brand new in your own shed. You can have it this way for magazines or something like that. Turn her upside down. You got yourself a bit of a stool or something like that. You can paint her up, distress it any colour you like, print some names on it, Birch soft drinks or Scotty Cam or whatever you want to do. And it's a lot cheaper than $80, trust me.